Hello. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's been a while since I've recorded a video, a couple months I believe, and this particular video I've been meaning to record for a while. I've just been putting it off. Procrastinator. It's not something I'm particularly fond of. I wish I didn't procrastinate as much as I do, but anyways, so I have a story to tell you today. And this particular story happened a few years ago. So I was on my mission. I was serving in Surrey in British Columbia. And this particular night that this story takes place on, there was what's referred to as a state conference. So a state conference is a meeting that happens about every 6 months. And everybody gathers from a particular area. And there's special speakers that are selected ahead of time. And so, before I get into that, I should introduce you to, I should tell you about a guy in my ward. His name is Charan. So Charan is a bit of an interesting character. So he was baptized probably about a year before I got into that ward. He's East Indian. He spent a good portion of his life here in Canada. His folks, also East Indian. He would always come to church with his uncle and his mom. So his uncle spoke a decent amount of English. You know, you could carry out some conversations with him. His mom, not so much. You really couldn't communicate all that much with her. She was a great cook, though. Every time we would come over, she would always insist on cooking us something. And she would make us stuff like butter chicken. She'd make her own naan, her own roti. Really good stuff. So Charan, the best way I can describe him is it seemed like he would have several different trains of thought going through his mind, and they would all kind of filter out through his mouth in different bits and pieces. So at times it would be hard to kind of follow what he's saying, but you know, you could get the general gist of what he was saying. Essentially, for us missionaries, his catchphrase was "Hello, bro." He would always start off his conversations like that with us like that. Yeah, he was a really good guy. Anyways, so the reason why I'm telling you about Charan and his folks is because we were sitting at the state conference, and I was sitting with my companion, and in the row in front of us, the missionaries who were also in our same ward, they were sitting beside Charan, and beside Charan was his mother and his uncle. So at this particular meeting, we had a special speaker. He was a 70. A 70 is essentially somebody who's called to preside over a specific area in the world. If you look in the New Testament, Christ called 70s as well as apostles. So it's exactly like that. And this fellow, he was from Australia. So he had that interesting Australian accent. You talk with, you know, his particular vernacular and his way of speaking, you know. And so as he was up there speaking, I don't particularly remember what it was that he talked about. I think it had to do along the lines of being welcoming to others who come from all different walks of life. Anyway, so we're sitting there listening, and everybody else listening and enthralled with his foreign accent and all that. And then out of the blue, we hear this and I watch as everybody in the row in front of me simultaneously looks at this little old Punjabi lady's just sitting there. And even Charan kind of looked at her with this expression on his face and was like, "Mother!" And my companion and I were sitting there. We were trying so hard not to burst out laughing. We didn't even look at each other because we're like, if I look at him, I'm gonna lose it. eventually we managed to rein it back in, and so we just go back and we're listening, and not 5 minutes later, 5 minutes. And everybody in the row in front of us looks at her again. I mean, in her defense, I mean, again, she didn't speak a ton of English, so she probably has no idea what's going on. But I mean, the timing of everything. It's really not something that you would expect to have happen. Okay, so the meeting ends, and we go back home, and the moment we walk through that door, we lose it. We're killing ourselves laughing, and I'm literally on the verge of going hysterical. And so what I do is I just dash into my room, and I jump on my bed, stuff my face into a pillow, trying to stifle my laughter, because so we lived in a basement suite. The landlord's above us. We're this East Indian family, but I mean, really nice people, but walls between us were paper thin. We could hear, everything that they were saying, and so I'm trying not to make too much noise, make it seem like I've absolutely lost my mind. So while I'm there trying to stifle my laughter, what does my companion do? Well, naturally, he grabs the phone and starts recording everything, like any good friend would do. Don't try and help somebody out, just, record it. And so I finally, after about a few minutes, I finally managed to calm down, and so I lift my head up, and I'm saying to the I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said to the effect, it's been a long time since I have laughed that hard. Like, I honestly can't remember the last time I've laughed that hard. I did not expect for that to happen tonight, and my companion says to me, well, we didn't expect a little old Punjabi lady to belt out a loud burp during the middle of state conference. Oh, man. Oh. So yeah, there's my story for today. Yeah, it might be a little bit shorter than the last couple of videos that I've done, but this is a story that literally I've told to all of my friends. When I'm telling stories about my mission, this is one of my favorite memories from my mission. I mean, how could you forget something like that happening, Yeah, so there you go. Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed that story, but that's all there is to it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to, if you're new here, if you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's cool. Do what you want. If you guys want to leave a comment, just let me know what you thought. Much appreciated. I'll be sure to read them and respond to them if I can. Anyways, so that's all for now. Have a good night, everybody, and bye-bye.